Welcome to Pro-Life Perspective, America's pro-life voice. Pro-Life Perspective is the official radio broadcast of the National Right to Life Committee, the nation's largest pro-life group. Let's join Wanda Franz, president of the National Right to Life Committee, for today's Pro-Life Perspective.
On January 24th, spokespersons for National Right to Life spoke with the press about various issues facing the pro-life movement. Dorothy Timms, J.D., Legislative Counsel for NRLC's Robert Powell Center for Medical Ethics, spoke about assisted suicide. She said, "It has been 10 years since a referendum legalized assisted suicide in Oregon. Since then, every effort to do so in other states has failed, and a recent CBS New York Times national poll shows support for the grisly practice at only 46%, its lowest point since the question was first asked in 1990. In 2005, however, we will see significant efforts to legalize euthanasia in 3 states, and may also see a key U.S. Supreme Court decision that will directly impact the future of Oregon-style laws. We expect major state battles over the legalization of assisted suicide in Hawaii, Vermont, and California. In Hawaii, its legalization is part of the state Democratic Party's platform, and there may be enough votes in both houses to pass the bill. The governor is on record in opposition, and if she vetoes such a bill, the critical battle may well be over sustaining the veto. Pro-lifers in Hawaii stand opposed to this measure. In Vermont, the elections resulted in more euthanasia proponents in the legislature, and we expect a strong push for an Oregon-like law after the release of a Legislative Council report giving an advocate's review of Oregon's law. Independent of our own affiliates' efforts, strong opposition will come from the Vermont Alliance for Ethical Health Care, which includes leading physicians and nurses, as well as disability rights groups. Proponents of legalizing assisted suicide in California, led by the chair of the Assembly's Committee on Aging and Long-Term Care, have publicly expressed confidence they will have majority support, and hearings on an Oregon-style bill are in process. Governor Schwarzenegger has not yet taken a position on assisting suicide. Efforts are underway by disability groups and other key organizations to stop the passage of this law. In Ashcroft v. Oregon, the Justice Department has asked the U.S. Supreme Court to reverse lower court injunctions against Ashcroft's 2001 ruling that killing patients is not a legitimate medical purpose, and therefore federally controlled substances may not be prescribed for the purpose of assisting suicide. If the Supreme Court upholds the Ashcroft ruling, Oregon-style legislation would, for practical purposes, become irrelevant. Despite this, advocates of physician-assisted suicide continue to pressure states to divert precious time and resources to delve into this controversial issue. The implications of these kinds of laws are critical for the most vulnerable in our society, such as the elderly and those with disabilities. Those who advocate death as a solution to suffering cleverly argue that their bills have safeguards to ensure that only competent, mentally healthy individuals kill themselves. Yet each would only be a court decision away from non-voluntary euthanasia of incompetent people. Legal precedent under the equal protection clauses of state constitutions in multiple cases involving decisions about denial of life-saving treatment already exists, and those who are incompetent must have the same so-called right to die as those able to make decisions for themselves. Legalization of direct killing by bills that appear to be limited to voluntary euthanasia would inevitably be extended by the courts to incompetent people whose death would be decided not by them, but by their surrogates. Many thanks to our spokespersons who work very hard in getting accurate information to the press. If you would like more information on protecting yourself and your family from euthanasia, please visit our website at www.nrlc.org. Please join me again for more Pro-Life Perspective.
This has been Pro-Life Perspective, America's pro-life voice, and the official radio program of the National Right to Life Committee. National Right to Life, headquartered in Washington, D.C., works through education, legislation, and its Political Action Committee, National Right to Life PAC, to protect innocent human life threatened by abortion, infanticide, and euthanasia. Founded in 1973 as a federation of 50 state pro-life groups, National Right to Life is today a grassroots network of over 3,000 local chapters.